If two heads are better than one, would you like to know the skills that are involved in mastering that ability to be a great thinker? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And we've been working on a series based upon the book How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell, stealing a lot of his material. Why? Because I've gone over stuff like this before. The Owner's Manual for Your Brain, from which you can see in the description box below a direct link to. I strongly recommend you do that. Here is another perspective that goes over similar concepts, because the major difference that separates the 5%er from the 95%er is how they think. We've been talking about shared thinking. Let's go over how to, since we are a how-to channel, become a better shared thinker. Now, some people naturally participate in shared thinking. Anytime they see a problem, they think, who do I know who can help me with this? Leaders tend to be that way. So do extroverts. However, you don't have to be either one of those to benefit from shared thinking. Let me give you some steps to help improve your ability to harness shared thinking. First, value the ideas of others. People believe the ideas of other people. First, if people believe that ideas of other people have value, they'll have value. If you don't, your hands are going to be tied. How do you know if you truly want input from others? Ask yourself some questions like these. Am I emotionally insecure? People who lack confidence and worry about their status, position, or power tend to reject the ideas of others, protect their own turf, and keep people at bay. It takes a secure person to consider others' ideas. Do I place value on people? You don't value the ideas of a person if you don't value and respect the person themselves. Have you ever considered your conduct around people you value versus those that you don't? Look at some of the differences. Let's have some fun with this. If you value people, you want to spend time with them. If you don't value people, you don't want to be around them. If you value them, you listen to them. If you don't value them, you neglect them. If you value people, you want to help them. If you don't value people, you don't offer to help them. If you value people, you're influenced by them. If you don't value people, you ignore them. If you value somebody, you respect them. And if you don't, you're indifferent. Do I value the interactive process? A wonderful synergy often occurs as a result of shared thinking. It can take you places you've never been. But remember, shared thinking is only as good as the people doing the sharing. More on that later. You must open yourself up to the idea of sharing ideas before you will engage in the process of shared thinking. Second point, move from competition to cooperation. Jeffrey J. Fox, author of How to Become a CEO, tells us, and I quote, always be on the lookout for ideas. Be completely indiscriminate as to the source. Get ideas from customers, children, competitors, other industries, or cab drivers. It doesn't matter who thought of an idea. Unquote. A person who values cooperation desires to complete the ideas of others, not compete with them. If someone asks you to share ideas, focus on helping the team, not getting ahead personally. And if you are the one who brings people together to share their thoughts, praise the idea more than the source of the idea. If the best idea always wins, rather than the person who offered it, then all will share their thoughts with greater enthusiasm. I want to point out something here so that you remember. When you have a burning desire, remember, all of the things around you somehow tend to get connected to that burning desire. So you never know where a great idea is going to come from. it may come somebody may say something off the cuff, and you go, boom, that's related to what I'm thinking of. In my own personal case, I remember, I'm thinking about something, and then I saw the title of a movie on a billboard, and I said, click, that solves my issue. So you never know where the good idea is going to come from. Be on the lookout for it, and don't be discriminatory. All right, when you're getting together with your group, have an agenda when you meet. With the exception of close friends and family that you spend time with, nearly everybody else in my life, I have an agenda for. I know what I want to accomplish. The more I respect the wisdom of the person, the more I listen. For example, when I meet with someone I'm mentoring, I let the person ask the questions, but I expect to do most of the talking. When I meet with someone who mentors me, I mostly keep my mouth shut. In other relationships, the give and take is more even. But no matter with whom I'm meeting, I have a reason for getting together, and I have an expectation for what I'll give to it and get from it. That's true whether it's for business or for pleasure. I am a very strong component of when people get together for a meeting in a business atmosphere, that the person that is the leader of the meeting or the host of the MC of the meeting has an agenda of what you're trying to accomplish. Not necessarily the solutions, but what questions are we trying to answer? What problems are we trying to solve? If you don't have an agenda for a meeting, they tend to meander quite a bit. Does that make sense? Fourth, get the right people around the table. To get anything of value out of shared thinking, you need to have people around who bring something to the table. As you prepare to ask people to participate in shared thinking, use the following criteria for your selection process. These are the types of people you want to choose. People whose greatest desire is the success of the ideas. People who can add value to somebody else's thoughts. People who can emotionally handle quick changes in conversation. People who appreciate the strengths of others in areas where they're weak. People who understand their place of value at the table. People who place what is best for the team before themselves. People who can bring out the best thinking in the people that are around them. People who possess maturity, experience, and success in the issues that are under discussion. People who will take ownership and responsibility for decisions. People who will leave the table with a we attitude and not a me attitude. Too often we choose our brainstorming partners based on feelings of friendship or circumstances or merely convenience. But that doesn't help us to discover and create the ideas that give us the highest return. Who we invite to the table makes all the difference. And if you're a leader of an organization, compensate good thinkers and collaborators well. Successful organizations practice shared thinking. If you lead an organization, department, or team, then you can't afford to be without people who are good at shared thinking. As you recruit and hire, look for good thinkers who value others, have experience with the collaborative process, and are emotionally secure. Then pay them well and challenge them to use their thinking skills and share their ideas often. Nothing adds value like a lot of good thinkers putting their minds together. No matter what you're trying to accomplish, you can do it better with shared thinking. And that's why leadership is so critical. Good leadership helps to put together the right people at the right time for the right purpose so that everybody wins. All it takes is the right people and a willingness to participate in shared thinking. All right, we talked about shared thinking. We're going to get together. We're getting closer to the end of this book, but you see all the different facets that are involved in being a good thinker, how successful people think. John C. Maxwell, great book. I'm quoting it virtually word for word here. And always remember, hey, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.